11.
Nope. We'll find out. Okay? So what book are we reading?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
And who wrote it? Harper Lee.
Harper Lee.
Okay? And we are on page...
We're on page 10.
Okay? So let's read, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
So, the misery of that house began many years before.
The
misery
of that house began
many years before.
Many years before Jem.
No, stop. Before. Jem and I were born.
Jem and I were born.
The Radleys.
The Radleys.
Welcome anywhere in town.
Welcome anywhere in town.
Kept to themselves.
Kept to themselves.
A predilection. Unforgivable in Macomb.
Unforgivable in Macomb.
Macomb what state?
Macomb. Alabama River.
Good. Macomb, Alabama. Yeah. Ready?
Alabama River.
Okay. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Where are we? Macomb.
Yeah, Macomb.
Okay. They did not go to church.
No, we're right here.
No, we did kept to themselves, remember? But we should look up predilection later, okay? I don't know what that means.
No, we're
predilection is here. Say it.
Predilection.
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 Yeah, I pronounced it wrong. Predilection. We'll look it up later, okay? They did not go to church.
They did not go to church.
Macomb's principal recreation.
Macomb's principal recreation.
But worshipped at home. Mrs. Radley seldom.
Mrs. Radley seldom.
That means not often, okay? Not a lot. If ever crossed the street. For a mid-morning coffee break. With her neighbors. And certainly never joined. A missionary circle. Mr. Radley. Sit up straight. Walked to town. At 11:30. Every morning. And came back promptly at 12. Sometimes carrying. Start over. Sometimes carrying. A brown paper bag. That the neighbors assumed. Contained the family groceries. I never knew how old Mr. Radley made his living. I never knew how old Mr. Radley made his living.
I never knew
how
old Mr. Radley
made his living.
Okay,
we'll try one time. I never knew how old Mr. Radley made his living.
I never
knew how old Mr. Radley made his living.
I never knew how old Mr. Radley made his living.
Good job. Okay.
Jem said.
Jem said he bought cotton. A polite term for doing nothing.
A polite term from doing nothing.
But Mr. Radley and his wife. Had lived there with their 2 sons. As long as anybody could remember.
As long as anybody could remember.
No, as long as anybody could remember. The shutters and doors of the Radley house.
The shutters and doors of the Miss Radley house.
Of the Radley house.
Of the Radley house.
Were closed on Sundays.
Were closed on Sundays.
Another thing alien to Makeham's ways.
Another alien thing to Makeham's ways.
Another thing alien.
Another thing alien.
To Makeham's ways.
To Makeham's ways.
Closed doors.
Closed doors.
Meant illness.
Meant illness.
And cold weather only.
And cold weather only.
Of all days, Sunday was the day.
And
of all days.
Of all days,
Stop. Sundays was the day.
Sundays was the day.
For formal afternoon visiting.
For formal afternoon visiting.
Ladies wore corsets.
Ladies wore corsets.
From steps and call.
From steps and call.
Hey, of a Sunday afternoon.
Hey, a Sunday afternoon.
Was something.
Their
neighbors never did.
Their neighbors never did.
The Radley house had no secret doors.
The Radley house had no secret doors.
I once asked Atticus if it ever had any. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place. Where is it? Oh, right here. Atticus said yes.
Atticus said yes.
But before I was born.
Are
you looking at every word? Cool. According to neighborhood legend. When the younger Radley boy. Was in his teens. He became acquainted. With some. Of the Cunninghams. From Old Sarum. An enormous and confusing tribe. Domiciled. In the northern part of the county. And they formed. The nearest thing. To a gang. Ever seen in Macomb. They did little. But enough to be discovered by the town.
But they did enough to discover the town.
And publicly warned.
From
3 pulpits. Pulpits are when you stand up in front of church and then you talk to the congregation, okay? Mm-hmm. That little stand. Those are called pulpits, okay?
Is it like McDonald's?
No, it's not. They hung around.
The
barber shop.
The barber shop.
They rode the bus.
To
Abbotsville. On Sundays. And went to the picture show. They attended dances. At the county's Riverside Gambling Hall. Riverside Gambling Hall. The Dew dropped in. And fishing camp. They experimented. With stump hole whiskey. Nobody in Macomb. Had nerve. Enough to tell Mr. Radley.
enough to tell Mr. Ratley
that his boy was in with the wrong crowd.
that his boy was in the wrong crowd.
Good, with the wrong crowd.
With the wrong crowd.
Good job, and you're done. Okay. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, the tack.
Okay. Here, put that in there neat. Okay.